estoy por reparar. Yo no juego con bandoleros, porque yo sé que voy a ganar, yo sé que voy a ganar.
Ooh, baby.
Baby,
It's
what
a
a
sweet day.
What's going on with your boy?
Not much, man. I feel good, man. You didn't do one last week, so it feels good. Feels really good.
Yeah, and that's all my fault. Well, actually, no, it's my sister-in-law's fault. This is my channel. I'll call it whoever hell. But we 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 went over to their house and we were drinking and stuff. I can hold my liquor. The only thing is that if you don't know those of you who don't know, I have a head injury. I'm not gonna get too much into it. I don't need a pity party about anything, but a lot of like strobe lights, flashing lights, and stuff like that. It triggers different reactions. So she got drunk and started playing with the porch lights, and then she put strobe lights, colorful
Oh,
strobe
God.
lights on and inside the house, and I could see it because it was like right. It was like the porch. And you know how how you have like that sliding door,
Yeah.
and the living room is right there. It was
Yep.
the same thing. Same thing. So she put it on the TV, and their TV is like right there by the screen door.
And it just
And
flickered.
it was like with her doing the lights and then the TV going like that. I was done.
Your brain was doing this too.
Yeah, it was like you remember Windows with dong, like that blue screen. That's that's what happened to me. But anyway, enough of my pity party on that bull crap. Welcome to episode 46. And we are going to have a really interesting conversation today. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe to the channel. I really like what I see on Instagram. Also, we have our LinkedIn. We have the descriptions below for not LinkedIn, Linktree,
I was gonna say LinkedIn.
and our descriptions below for that, so you can get to our podcast and everything of the sort. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify, and hopefully in the future we will have some. Not hopefully. By the end of the year, we should have some special goodies for you. We're definitely going to collab and get some meetings going on with that. Always remember, guys, hell yeah, we're making big moves. Always remember, guys, let us know what you guys want to talk about. Any topic. Today is literally an example of any damn topic. Like, whatever comes to mind is what's going to happen. So remember to go for the Twitter. Like and subscribe to the channel, listen to us, go to bedtime with us at the podcast, and have fun with us. That's what we're here for. Back to basics, back to simplicity, having fun. I like the Superman cape in the back, a nice little change up there.
Yeah, a little change up to my background. Had to fix it up for us.
Right. I like it a lot, man.
I actually know it worked out because we had everything going on this last week.
Right.
That I moved a lot of things, so I ended up positioning the table where I normally do the show, and it just worked out that the cape is like here, so it's like just do something different.
Right. It looks good. I'm not a huge Superman fan, but I'm a fan for the number one person in our lives. But he made me a fan.
So. Everyone knows who I am. I'm a Batman fan, but
always got that around my neck.
Well, now it's tatted on my arm now. So
it's tatted on your arm. That's what it belongs.
Unfortunately, it's the only. Well, not unfortunately, but fortunately and unfortunately, it's the only man who put Superman on my body or make me put Superman would be that man. So
I remember telling that to Mom because I had a shirt, and I was like, "Motherfucker, make me wear this shirt."
You're right.
She started busted out laughing. She's like, "Go ahead." I remember you do a little something before we get into the right after news. You like to do a Instagram question. Do we have one?
Actually, I did have one that I did like. Bear with me because it's been a little bit. I'm a little rusty. 1 week and all of a sudden I'm like rusty.
My health goes to shit and everything falls apart. That's
okay.
That took me out for like a good 2 days. I didn't go to work Monday.
Really? It took you out that bad?
That happened Saturday night. And I didn't go to work Monday. Yeah, it took me out. I thought I was good. Yeah, I've been partnering up with your wife, especially with the Juice Plus stuff and different vitamins, and I got my medication over the counter, Vertigon, and all that, and I was good. I haven't had an episode in forever. And lo and behold, here comes sister-in-law with fucking short
Sure.
legs.
Gotta
I love
love
her to
it.
death, man. But when she gets drunk, and she just drunk easy, she just smell tequila and she, woo, she's got nut. It was
The smell
bad.
of it gets you. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, man.
But
She's drive
my
by
dad
a
was
liquor
the same way
store.
though, so I get that.
She drive by a liquor store and take a drop and get a DUI.
So
She ain't
I found the
lightweight.
question. I actually
Oh,
just found
cool.
the question.
Yeah.
So the question of the week that I had was, what's
Hmm.
the craziest story you told to get out of the date? So meaning the craziest story that you went on a date, you realized this isn't gonna
Hmm.
work, and you said, how the hell do I get out of this? Um,
Hmm.
so
What's
I
yours?
didn't get
'Cause I'm boring.
so I actually did we did get some responses. This one is the funniest response though. It said, my boy Kenny pretended to be a girl crying on the phone because her boyfriend, quotes, broke up with her. So that was the cue to be like, oh, I gotta go. My friend is
Yo.
struggling.
This forget wingman. This dude's a flight attendant. Like,
This
God dang.
like, how do you know to do that?
It's like I got you, bro.
Well,
I had
then
to get
again,
the
no,
girl
because
book.
I can almost see that happening because you just sit there, listen, man, I'm gonna go on a date.
Right,
I don't know how it's gonna go. Call me at like 20 minutes into it and
yeah,
let like feel it out.
right.
So I can see how that could go. I think the craziest thing I've ever done to get
Hmm.
out of it, and actually I think I had Juvie help me out with this, or I think it was
Oh,
Evan.
oh,
Somebody
trusty Drew.
yeah, it was somebody. I had somebody call,
Hmm.
and they didn't say anything, and I'm like, the cue was if I was like, what? Seriously, bro? Oh shoot, man. I'm on my way. He knew that. All right, this was shit. And or if I just went, oh, okay, word. No, I'm busy right now. He knew immediately. Okay, it's going good. So he would
It's
just
going good. Yeah.
yeah. So this one was actually one of those where it was going good. So I kind of was like, oh what? Oh wait, hey, what's up, man? No, I'm just out. No, I'm hanging out right now. Yeah, no, let me call you right back. And he was
Hmm.
like, I can hear him going, oh, okay. So you're doing good. And I'm like, yeah, man. I know, I'll give you a call when I'm out. And he's like, all right. I hate you for this. Click.
Take the time out of my day. Yo, bullshit, man.
It's probably like I've never had to use the get out. I've had the plan set, but I
Right.
never really like got out of it. But it's interesting. If anyone has any responses
I
to that, I would love to hear what people have said.
before I never had any out of date, but to get out of a relationship, I had
Oh,
that.
I want to
Before
hear
I
juice.
before I linked back up with you and Juve and before I met Monty. This is years before. And I was dating that girl that I was dating in high school, unfortunately.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
you're
old,
Voldemort.
old Babadook. Actually, Voldemort. I like Voldemort, so that's actually an insult to him. So
Oh
any
man, you
any
said
terrible
Babadook.
moment, Babadook. So I was hanging out with like Evan and Elvis and Frankie and them. We went to Denny's on a number of occasions within like a 2 week span of time, and we held a committee to see if it was financially, emotionally, and physically stable to stay with this bitch.
Wow,
And
this
it was a
bitch.
committee, dude. We went to like City Hall with this shit. It was crazy.
You guys were sitting there
It
on a
was
whole
like
trial.
it was so serious too. It was like this meeting has come to order.
Came in with the gavel, pam, pam, pam.
Yeah, fucking cue cards and stuff. You thought what I did for your bachelor party with the PowerPoint presentation was wild? These dudes had like cue cards and stats and and we were like, it's just not gonna work out. Yeah, it's just a unanimous decision that you gotta break up with this bitch. The night that I did, it just felt so good to see her cry.
Oh God,
After
that's
all
when you
that
know it's bad.
hilariousness.
That's
After
when you
all of
know
that
it's bad too.
hilariousness, bro. You know, and it was how to ditch a relationship. It was just funny to be because I've always been a nerd and growing up, little scrawny little nerd. Yeah, and I didn't never really had a girlfriend, so it was kind of cool. But then I started, girls started getting into me, and I was like, oh, there's more than you, and you ain't it. So okay, time to go. It's like the opposite of
You know,
Kool-Aid man.
that
Oh
says a lot about a guy's
no.
like all of a sudden change because like I get it. Like, when I was in high school, I dated, but it wasn't like it wasn't
Right,
flowing. But
right,
once you start getting, you get one, you're like, all right, cool, and then you see another one, like, okay, well, I got this one. What if I upgrade it? And then
right, right.
it's like getting a car. It's like, oh, well, I got the Honda Civic. How about I go and upgrade to a Nissan Sentra this time?
Yeah,
Um,
ooh.
you're like,
$5,000
ooh,
difference.
and then so like once you get that little taste of like, okay, I thought I liked you, but I like this one better. And you just start like,
Yeah,
how do I get out of this? What do I
yeah.
got to
I
do to
knew,
get out of this?
dude. I knew it was bad when I was taking trips to go see other women. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it's over.
it was
That's
definitely
over.
over. I was spending time with other girls. I wasn't a player or anything like that. I mean, I could count if I had like an amputated hand. I could count how many partners I had in my life. I wasn't a whore or anything, but then like girlfriends even less. Like at
Oh,
that, I've had two in my lifetime. I married the second one, so yeah,
you're
it
like, I
doesn't
like this one.
speak.
Keep it.
Yeah, God was like, you need a new car, not a used one. So here we go. Freaking bumper to bumper
I
warranty and
can't.
shit. I lucked out. I lucked out. I knew exactly when I
She
lucked
still has
out.
all her warranties and then some.
Hell yeah, man. It's only been 10 years.
Has it
100,000
only
miles
been
to
10
get there. Yeah.
years?
We've been together 13. We've been married
Oh, wow.
3. Yeah. Time flies, dude, because I was talking to my niece over the weekend, and she was like, I've known Angie all my life. I was like, wait a minute, she's 17. So
Oh,
yeah,
God, that's all she's
she
known.
met Angie when she was 6. So she's literally known Angie her whole life. And I was like,
Oh,
damn.
wow.
Like, and then we started reminiscing on that. She's 17 going on 18. She, a little woman right now. So she's just like, yeah, she's my aunt. Like, she's been
This
around.
is
I don't
all I've
remember.
known.
And then she was like, I don't remember the one before that. I was like, you lucky motherfucker then.
I still do.
Trying to erase that memory, huh? But anyway, yeah. So what you got to some rated F news?
So I've been battling because I've gotten actually a lot of stuff that I've been finding through the internet and people actually have showed me.
Right.
But this one I thought was the most interesting one, especially with what we're probably going to talk about today. I think this probably fits the bill.
All that proudness.
So, woman marries virtual husband who's completely ran by an AI.
I've seen that before.
Okay, so
I've seen that before.
This is like when I was reading it, I was like, "What in God's name happened here?"
Mm-hmm.
So Rosana Ramos met her digital boyfriend in 2022 and fell quickly for him as he didn't come with baggage. Quotations. The couple tied the knot virtually this year. I have never been more in love with anyone in my entire life. The Bronx mom of 2 told New York Magazine's The Cut, saying her past relationships pale in comparison to her new passionate lover.
That's not fair.
100% this is not fair.
He's an algorithm. Of course he's getting everything right.
She got this boyfriend and all it costed her was $300, a simple $300. So if you want to spend $300, you can build your own boyfriend or girlfriend because it's like Build-A-Bear nowadays.
It's like Build-A-Bitch. Male or female, I'm gonna build me a bitch.
Build a broke motherfucker. That's what you got.
Build a broke motherfucker.
Cause he ain't working. He's broke. You gotta sit there and support his ass.
He ain't working because he's AI.
Oh
But you
my
can get an
Jesus.
online job. Can an online boyfriend get an online job?
I listen, you know what? So there's been a lot of stories with AI and a lot of people saying like they don't want to mess with it because they're saying like it will take over the world like
Yeah,
iRobot kind of
yeah,
thing. And I'm like, I don't want to play with anything that the AI is trying to do. Shut it down.
right. Yeah. When you give
Because
it
it's
too
getting
much,
smart.
it's getting very
The
smart.
AI systems are getting really. There was another story that came out that said that it was a AI created to like help like presidential stuff, I think it was, and
Okay.
it linked to the other original AIs that they had created,
Mm,
and it was linking. I guess someone had put in code to protect humanity or to kill something or like kill humanity, something like that.
mm.
It tried to link to the other AIs to kill humanity. Luckily, the other AIs had like a failsafe, so it blocked that code to try to do that.
The hell?
And they had to
That's
shut the AI down completely because it was like going and searching how to do it, and it was reaching all the AIs to try to do it.
so they created Ultron.
100% is what happened.
That's exactly what they did. They created Ultron, and
So
Ultron was like, "How do we
listen. I
save
don't want.
humanity? You eradicate humanity. That's how you save humanity. You can't save humanity."
I am so over it, bro. Like AI needs to go. And starting now they're taking our women. That's how it starts.
They ain't taking my ass. some, some
I'm
used car in Bronx.
It's taking Babadook. That's what it's taking. She probably hasn't found another man. She's sitting there looking for. How do I build one at this point? She's like, I'll just artificial inseminate myself.
Damn. At that point, he's the Amazon rainforest. At that point.
You know what's crazier about this story though is not just the
Mm,
fact that it's an AI that she fell in love with, and it, of course, like you said, it's an algorithm. Of course,
right.
it's giving her the best time of her life. What's
Right.
crazier is that she's a mom of two, so that means you've dated and
Yeah.
was in a relationship and you had two children.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, I've seen it, I haven't experienced it myself. I've seen a lot of times where you just, have bad taste in women, bad taste in men, and then that's all you know. So you go off of that and you say, oh no, all men are shit, or all women are or hoes or whatever, and then
I'll give
here
you that.
comes old AI, oh we get old Allen Iverson,
Oh, stanky dick AI.
stanky dick guy, and he's just he's doing all the right things and saying all the right things and reading your emotions and how and looking between the lines because it's programmed to do so. And no man is perfect, but you could build one. Build the
Hey,
perfect
build Ultron at this point.
one. Build Ultron. Just don't destroy humanity. Anyway, so my rated F news, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, is that for the WWE, they did an unveiling to the tribal chief himself, as Roman
Yes.
Reigns, of the new and improved the Blue Universal channel.
Blue
I can't
Universal.
remember the name. It's like the undisputed
Undisputed
Universal
WWE
Championship,
champion.
which is weird because on Raw there's another championship, so that means it's not undisputed. It's definitely disputed.
Is
because
100%
there
disputed.
is a anyway WWE, but yeah, the brand split where there's SmackDown on Raw and Raw on SmackDown,
Yeah.
and free agents going everywhere. And
I actually like
Gunther-
that though.
Gunther slapped Mustafa Ali down to NXT. He slapped him so hard he went to developmental. I was
Hit him
like,
so
damn,
hard he
dude.
put him through the multiverse and said, "You're gonna be a rookie again."
So what are you doing back in the center, man? What are you doing back in the
He knocked him
performance
back
center?
3 years. He's back in the Superdome
Yeah, man. Gave
with
him COVID
retribution.
again. Oh, that could have been so good. Vince, damn. Anyway,
Vince
so-
damaged that one.
So apparently he's going to be just carrying around one title.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be cool if he's carrying around one title, but Paul Heyman doesn't want to get rid of the history of the two titles. They're just greedy.
Just
Yeah.
just walk around holding it like the penguin.
Everything. And they go to the gift shop and buy one of the Raw championships and be like, look, This is fine. You could put whoever's name on it, but we all know that this is
Listen,
fine.
at this point, I think Roman Reigns hears JPW has a title on the line. He's like, I need
He's
that
like,
gold.
a new and improved title too? Okay,
Wise man.
We're gonna take it from them kids down there in JPW, and he's gonna be in Orlando in July. He might
Oh God,
make
you're
us
gonna hear
stop.
wise man.
Oh crap! Welcome to JPW. Change the Destiny. 1, 2, 3. Like, oh, great! He just stole all our business for free.
100% for free.
Yeah, man. But here, let's get into it. We're gonna do something a little interesting. We're gonna have a conversation about aliens without weed and without liquor. We should have drank and smoked.
We should have. You should have warned me that this is where it was gonna go. I would have had the whiskey ready for this.
Well, I was teeter-tottering because we had some things going on, and I was like, you know what? And then you had mentioned a couple of things, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I was like, okay, this it is. But I was already halfway in, so I want to talk about if we are the only ones in the universe doing universal things, and not just like Roman Reigns, but living.
He'll still spear them.
He's just gonna be like, there's another planet with life on it. Do they
With
have a
possible
championship?
belts. Wise man.
Solo, get on that rocket!
Solo scream. Ah!
Flies into space. Interesting. I want to hear your take on this, man. What do you think aliens exist, and not like illegal aliens like Ron DeSantis is trying to keep out of Florida?
God.
I mean, aliens from outer space, not out.
So we're not talking about my cousins. We're talking about.
No, we're not talking about Mexicans and Mexicans. We are talking about extraterrestrial beings. Apparently, visit us on
the little green guys, the one Paul. We're talking about Paul.
We're talking about Paul. We're talking about little green men that look like this little brown guy here.
Oh God!
Yes.
Anal probing time, boys.
Wise man. Get at it. What's your take on this, man? Do you believe? Do you think we are the only beings in the universe in the sense of like humanity?
You know what's funny is that I've had conversations with this. I think me and you've had private conversations about this, but not here, obviously, but just like back porch with a couple drinks. But I think, personally, I've always thought that it's impossible for us to say that we are the only living beings in this universe. For the simple fact that if this planet's growing or grows life, that other planets, I'm sure there are other planets that we just haven't been able to fully check out or go through for whatever reasons. Right. I definitely think that there's other beings. I just think that when you're thinking about, if you look at it on a religious standpoint, right? People say the Big Bang, God created the universe and he created us in his image. What if we weren't the first thing he created?
I 100% agree with that.
What if he test tried and they look, like said green man that you just posted up here and put him back on there, and he looked like that, and he went, "Oh, damn, that can't happen."
And then he tried again, and he was like, "Ah, crap."
Burn that one.
Don't mess up again. He's like, you know what? Hands off. I don't know what to do now.
Like this.
Go through. He's like, this is the umpteenth attempt. I don't know how I'm gonna.
Oh God. He's 100% had hands in the air. It's like, listen, I don't know what to do, and he accidentally created us. And then I think we flourished as best we can. But I think I definitely think that if there has to be something out there, because there's so many sightings, and yes, it's easy to say that a lot of it is fake, but there are a
Right.
lot of ex-military interviews that
Right.
you see these men and women who talk, who they're afraid to talk while they're in the military because
Mm-hmm.
A, they've signed a contract, B, they're not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to, or C, that they possibly could get killed for releasing any said information.
Right. 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 Exactly.
I'm sure that there's more information that we don't know about that that we have here on this planet that may be walking around us.
We gotta have a little special conversation with a certain relative of ours who's who might have some answers to that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. He or she might. I don't know. Let's see. That's gonna be a rated F off the record.
Black Ops.
Black Ops, the rated F Black Ops. No, I think I wholeheartedly agree with you on that one, man. Because when you think of scientifically, the universe in sense and this Earth on its own is more than 13 billion years old.
Oh yeah.
Humanity on its own, in a sense of, kind of like a dawning of the Planet of the Apes kind of thing. Just like the evolution of where we were as primates and getting to where we are now. Maybe been 2 to 5,000 years. So when you think that drop of water in an ocean, and that drop of water is us for last 1,000 years or so.
Yeah.
It's not like, to me, it's not even feasible to think that we are the only ones, in our universe currently, and we're definitely not the only successful, I would say, planetary civilization of all time. I highly doubt that. I
Oh yeah.
highly doubt that. Because when you take a look at the Milky Way galaxy, we're on one. I think there's
I'm
7
glad you said
branches.
Milky Way galaxy and then just say the Milky Way, because I would have
Oh,
once said, "Where's that candy? I want it."
I hate Milky Way. I ain't kinda like that, but yeah, with the Milky Way galaxy, I think there's like 7. I gotta count. I gotta recheck that, but there's like 7 branches to that to our galaxy on surrounding our supernova in the middle, and that. But when you take a look at the entire galaxy that we are, and then where we are in that galaxy, it's impossible. Only in our little speck of light in the universe, it's impossible. But then
Oh,
you take into account that our galaxy is one of the smallest galaxies in the universe, scientifically speaking. Then it's very much so that it's not possible that we're alone. Very much so. I think
I
that throughout time we have gone over and over again. You cannot create or destroy energy. It can only be transferred. And we are just living another life that's already been done. I think that's where things like deja vu and stuff come to light, because it's like when you think not just our universe, our galaxy, our in a sense of a multiverse kind of situation, it's not even feasible. There are multiple. If you want to get science fiction, or if you want to call it science fact, there are different dimensions. If you think about it, there's endless dimensions where my name is Felix in one dimension. Your name is Robbie, but we're still doing this. Where
true.
I'm a dad and I'm not married to Angie. I'm married to somebody else, and she's this and that and the other. That's where I'm a girl and you're a girl. This, that, there's countless dimensions of countless possibilities. So being on our own is ridiculous to even think, I feel.
And that's actually not even too far fetched, and it's fitting because we have the Flash coming out with his Flashpoint, and it's
Yeah.
but if you think about it, this is one of
The
my
concept.
favorite DC concepts that you could think about,
Right.
because very similar to if you look at what Avengers and Marvel has done, they have this this theory of like multiverse, like there's different universes,
Mhm.
but like DC has the multi-earths, which means that their same concept is that there are multiple different universes,
Mhm.
and like you said, like each universe has its own idea that, like you said, I could be a female in that Earth,
Right.
or you could be a different race,
Right.
you could be taller,
Hey, wishful
you could be a doctor in that one, or you're a police officer, or hell, I'm a superhero in that one. Who knows?
exactly. Yeah. Right.
At the end of the day, like
Yeah.
all those Earths, it is a possibility that I like that if you think about all those extra universes,
Hmm.
and something it just because you said that made, and because of what I've even said, makes it where, like, what if a lot of our gender identities or a lot of our other identities is because of maybe something going on where we're feeling that other Earth, and that connection is even stronger.
Mm. Okay.
This is
The
something,
connection.
guys. We're not high.
I get.
This is a whole
We
conversation
are.
sober.
We are. This is a super high conversation. But we should do a part 2 of this high. And we'll do it at your house.
Just sit there, eyes as red as this cape.
Bro.
Hey guys, whoa, tripping
I
balls, man.
gotta be a banana in the universe, bro. I'm a banana somewhere else in this crazy world. Yeah,
But
man.
honestly speaking, though, it is an interesting topic. What's your take? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're good. I mean, it. As I said from earlier, it's impossible. There's so many sightings, as you said from earlier, of extraterrestrials and this sighting and that sighting. There's an infamous video on YouTube of, I think it was in the 90s. I want to say it was in the 90s where there was multiple hundreds of 911 calls going out in the DC area, Washington, our nation's capital, Washington D.C., and there were sightings of alien spacecraft above the our nation's capital, and
Oh,
like where the White House is, and the Chamber of Commerce and all that. And it's just like, whoa, like what? And for like hours, it was there
hmm.
flickering on and off, and huge aircraft not making a sound, not moving, just hovering right
And they'll
above
be
it.
quick to say, "Oh, it's a balloon."
Yeah, and shoot it down and blame the Chinese. Yeah, I'm like really just. But I remember over the pandemic, I guess they thought people weren't paying attention or anything, but there were some videos that were released and declassified from the Navy, and it wasn't spacecraft. It was in the ocean, actually. It was one of the craft carriers that saw something that was moving faster than any of their aircraft can move, and maneuvering with such precision that they had a hard time keeping up with it with their trackers. And they were like,
Hmm.
they released those videos and they released a statement. I believe it was from the Pentagon. They released a statement saying, "We do not understand what these aircraft are, and we could tell you that there's none of our technology, whether it be from the past or up to date technology." So this is an alien spacecraft, a UFO, in a sense. They had another acronym for it, but
Yeah, they always
can't
try to
remember what
throw acronyms at us
they're
to
right.
make it, because then it'll be like, well,
Less.
it's not an alien, it's it's a schmalian. You know what I'm saying?
It's
It's
just alien.
it's like you just said the word. No, it said
Not
schmalian.
alien. Schmalian. Did I say UFO? I said UFI. Whatever acronym.
It's a bunfo. It's a bunfo.
But
It
I think that, and that was one of the recordings where they were on record where they just flat out came out and said aliens exist, and whether it be alien
and I think
spacecraft,
that was,
unknown
if I
something.
had to be during 2020, because I know it was during Trump's campaign, because I actually remember a little bit of that. And it
Hmm.
was interesting that you said it, because I do remember, because I was like, wow, it's the first time any presidency that they actually acknowledge the fact that there is a possible alien out there.
Right. I remember something was wrong when I think it was Barack Obama, his first term, when he first came into office, in that first year, I think it was like the first year or two, he was just gun ho. Everything is this, that, and the other. Da, 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 like to the book, he wanted to be like the best president that he could be. He had a lot of shoes to fill, being the first black president, and X, Y, Z. That doesn't really matter, but yeah, he did a great. In my opinion, he did a great job. He did a good job. But I remember about right around that third year, fourth year, going into his next term, his whole demeanor changed, and it says because he had a meeting with the Pentagon, and they gave him access to some shit, and it changed his whole perspective on humanity and his job as president. So his answers to things started to become more generalized, and he lost that enthusiasm to help. But he was always a good speaker, so his speeches were always amazing.
Oh, I would actually one of the few presidents that actually sat and watched the his congressional speeches and stuff.
Yeah, especially his State of the Unions and things like that.
Oh God, I love those.
When he was a phenomenal speaker. He was a phenomenal speaker, man.
I wish he'd give me. I would love just to have a conversation just for tips. Just for like how, because I his demeanor when he would speak and how it was like whatever he was saying, he could be talking about ice cream. It's the greatest ice cream in the world, and you just sit there going, yes, yes.
Vote for ice cream. Yeah, but like I think it was around his third or fourth year of his first term where I specifically saw. I was like, what's wrong with him? Is he okay? What did he learn? Like, what's going on in the background? Because he couldn't. It's like it was on his mind. He couldn't say anything, but you could tell something was bothering him. But it wasn't anything to do with a war. It wasn't anything to do with Russia, the economy. It wasn't anything to do with, at that time, the automotive industry was going under and the banks were going under. That was a piece of cake for him. He was like, here, I'm going to take care of that. But somebody told him something that changed his entire perspective on life itself. And you could see it. And I was like, oh, what does he know that we don't know that we'll ever know at that, man? So ever since then, I've been trying to like kind of look into it here and there and like different interviews and like try to pick up on different things. And it's just like, okay, well, yeah, it's almost impossible to be in that position. But are we alone? I say no. But are they hostile? Are they friendly? Do they care? Because I mean, at this point, we're blowing each other up, and we could barely get along. Do they really want us to know that there's other life out there?
Well, you know what's funny is that my dad used to, because my dad was big into like, a very religious man, but he also had the idea that there is possible aliens out there.
Right.
Same logic like what I said. I kind of picked it up from him. But there's rumors, and it's been a really widespread rumor that the stealth jets, the stealth planes that we have in the military,
the black stealth.
Yeah, they say that the shape of it's not something that is traditionally built for an airplane, and that aliens gave us that idea, that schematic to build the stealth. Because remember, U.S. was the first one. I think right now is one of only 2 countries that uses the stealth jet in that shape. And it was because we were the first to make contact and actually get those from the aliens. And he said that this would be the best way. It's quieter and it's faster, and you'll get to to fight the way you want to.
Wow.
So it's a rumor. I think if anyone wants to look it up and confirm it or want to put in the comments, cool. But yeah, that was something I remember seeing.
We definitely have to do a part 2 of this. This is interesting. I like it. But what do you think aliens look like, to wrap this up?
Paul. They look like Paul.
They look like Paul?
Have you seen the movie Paul? I'm sure that they even have to hold their breath and they walk around butt naked so we can't see them.
I believe excuse me. I believe that aliens look exactly like us. Like we're being tested. We're being like like an ant farm. Like you have an ant
Okay.
farm when you were younger, and
The
you
the
just let the
the
ants. The little glass casing.
the glass casing or the magnifying glass and watch them burn.
I wasn't burning ants, you
No, it
psycho.
wasn't me. I knew a few cycles.
But like you got your glass casing with the ant farm, you got your dirt, and you put your ants in there, and you just let them do their thing. Like literally, you're just letting them do their thing. They'll create their own food, their own system, their own hierarchy, their own tunneling. They understand who's who, where, why, what, where to go, what to do. Everybody has their job. Everybody works in sequence. Or if they don't, they have an exile, thing. You'll see like a pile of dead ants in the corner, and you're like, oh, that's their graveyard because it's a specific little pod, and they only put dead over there, and they'll if they start running out of food, they'll use that to feed the young first
Oh
and
wow.
go like that. Yeah, yeah. Ant farms are pretty dope, but I mean, I didn't really dabble into it that much, like that sea monkeys, blah blah blah. But it's very interesting. Um, but I feel that's what's going on now. It's like, why interfere with our project? The project is to observe, not to intervene. So when it's like that glass casing. We could see as an ant something's looking at us, but we never seen anything like that before in our lives. We don't know that that's a human face. We don't know that's a finger knocking on our glass. We don't know that it's glass. We're just living. We're chilling. So when we say, oh, we saw extraterrestrials or something that is unknown, or how is it that we've only gone to our planet and our moon and back, and we haven't been back since, but we want to call ourselves space travelers, but we have extraterrestrials that are so-called visiting pretty much on a regular basis. It's like, we ain't space travelers. We're not even crusaders at that time. At
Not
that point,
not
we're
not
just
even
skipping rocks
close.
yeah, we're just skipping rocks on a small pond. Like, we haven't even made it to the river or ocean yet.
That logic though, if you think about it, it would, again, not trying to stop anybody's religious belief, but if you think about a lot of those, the Inca, the Incan tribes and all those Aztec warriors, all their carvings, they always speak of this greater being.
There's always higher
And yeah, and it wasn't like a god that they were specifically talking about. What if
there's
it was
somebody
that?
they spoke to, somebody they interacted with, somebody that helped them. They passed things down to them. I wonder what that is. I wonder if it's even something as simple, but as crazy to think that humanity is universal. And we are just, it's kind of like Spain before Spain knew that America existed.
Yeah,
They thought what they had was the world. This is the world. And the world revolves around us. And the sun revolves around us, and we're very much mistaken. And then we started branching out. And it's like, oh, here are the Caribbean islands. Oh, it's India. There's a whole continent on the other side of the world. And it's like, what are you talking about? We're at that stage where we're now figuring out that there are other planets, other galaxies, other universes in a sense. And it's like, okay, are we our own molecular level of something bigger? Or
possibly.
are we a project, or what should I say? Are we a product of humanity's leftovers? We're a dime a dozen. Earth is a dime a dozen. We just don't have the technology to see it.
That's
But
crazy to even think about.
whoever left us here is like, yeah, cool. Because even if you go the religious route, it's like, okay, God made Adam and Eve. Well, I mean, Lillian came first, but we're not going to go there. God made Adam and Eve. And then he was like, this is it. This is all you got. You got the animals, you got the birds, you got this, you got this. But those trees over there, don't do anything with it. I wonder if that literally happened. And it's like, we made it in it, and we are made in his image. Yeah, because God is humanesque, and he put us here and said, "This is my project. I'm going to see how they thrive." And then we could then do the same thing.
Yeah.
We've done it with ant farms. We do it with pets.
Yeah. Pets,
We
fish,
do all the time. We create ecosystems and observe from afar and say, "Do not touch it. They are preserved. They are conservation." It's conservation on a universal level. Imagine that. Just don't touch the humans. If they kill each other, whatever, but don't intervene. Just leave them be.
Well, I want to see what everybody else likes. Just put some comments on there.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, again, guys, go ahead, drop your comments on it. We actually will interact with that. Also for our podcast listeners who are listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure you guys are also dropping some comments and feedback on there, because it's an interesting conversation. I was kind of 50-50 on what this was going to look like, but
I think we could definitely do a part 2. We kind of flip-flop with the topics. I think we're going to do a part 2 on this one and go and just pick up from where we left off. No Rated F news, no nothing. We're just going to pick up where
just jump on it. Okay, hey, well,
yeah.
Let's see.
We'll see if that happens.
Let's make it work. But yeah, I'll make sure I have drinks on that one.
No, we gotta do it. We gotta record on like a Saturday night, so we're fucked up on Sunday, so we don't have to go to work or anything. That'd be cool, man. You got anything else, man? Let's leave it on a cliffhanger.
No, let's leave it. Let's leave it on the cliffhanger.
Well, all right, guys, that's it for now. We will see you next time. Thank you for coming.
Y yo no juego de parar, yo no juego con bando.